All right, this is NCCU Live for May 26th, 2021. I'm Keon Brown in New York City. Thank you for watching. We're grateful that you are here with us to celebrate NCCU excellence. We've got a great show for you tonight, and our chat rooms are open. We want to hear and see you. We've got a couple good friends, good Eagles in the building. I'm really excited about a couple things that are happening. We're targeting 3 states, and we have somebody from one of those states today, so I'm really excited. The first state is Texas. We want to shout out Texas, and don't mess with Texas. So if you're from Texas or you know someone, an Eagle that's in Texas, tell them to reach out, DM them, tell them that NCCU alumni is growing in Texas, and we want to make sure that everybody in Texas is included. Because of COVID, we can do a lot of things virtual, so that's why we are pushing like this. Also, the state of Illinois, great state of Illinois. If you're around in Illinois, please reach out, DM somebody. And then in the great state of Washington State, if you are in Washington, we want to make sure that you are accounted for. We want to see all our folks there. And matter of fact, let's just bring in our first guest, who's in the great state of Washington. All right, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear
How
me?
are you? Yes, I can see you. Good afternoon. It's a great day to be at North Carolina Central University. Eagle, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Keon?
I'm doing very well, doing very well. Now, it's a Shanika, right?
Yes, you got it correct, Chanika.
Come on, Shanika, from the class of '07. I got that right? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Talk about, you're an educator, you're in Washington. Talk about your experience at NCCU and also what you're doing now.
Yeah, it was a great experience at NCCU. My parents were HBCU graduates from Johnson C. Smith University. So I've always kind of grown up around HBCUs by going to like the homecomings and everything. Had a great experience at NCCU. Was a journalism major, went on the campus echo, and then went on and got another degree in education, master's, and now I'm a teacher. So I give back every day to scholars who look like me, which is really important, and I get to be a positive influence on their lives daily.
That's awesome work. Love educators, love educators. What do you teach?
So I teach 6th, 7th, and 8th grade English at a school here in Washington State. I'm also like GLT lead, and I do some curriculum development work as well.
Now, usually we always ask, how did NCCU find you? I know your parents are HBCU grads, but how did you get to NCCU?
So I got a few acceptance letters early admission, probably from 3 different colleges, and NCCU was one of the colleges on my radar to start with. So I went on a tour with my mom, and after the tour, I was like, yeah, this is it. And I remember her saying, you made an excellent choice. So I'm forever grateful for NCCU. It's well represented in my classroom. NCCU's on the classroom slides daily. I have the big NCCU flag in the back, so they already know where it is.
You sound like me, man. You always got a pin it somewhere. You got something.
Yeah,
You got
it's even on the back of my Jeep, everywhere.
You're
On
like,
my tag.
what is this NCCU? I'm like, you're gonna learn today. You're gonna learn today.
Yep.
So we'll talk more about this later when we bring Crystal in. But I wanted to ask you, what is something post-pandemic or coming out of the pandemic that you have learned about yourself or about your practice just during this time of quarantine and pandemic?
Something I've learned, or that like I already knew, but I'm using even more now in the pandemic as an educator, is just always being really flexible. So we've had to make a lot of changes. Like even now we're 3 weeks out from the school year ending, and we're still making changes as the school year progresses. So being flexible is really important, not only during this time, but in life.
I love that. I love that. What would you say to, parents or people who are thrown into being teachers, homeschool teachers? What would you say to them as they have a year under their belt, but some of them may be opting to stay because of some of the options in their local states? What would you say to them just to support them? Any encouragement or any tools that you might give them to be better substitute teachers?
Yeah, one thing I would say is reach out for support when you need it, if you have those supports in place. Or just I'm on LinkedIn. If you need to message me on LinkedIn and ask me anything, do that as well. And one thing I say is like try new things. Like just because one thing doesn't work, don't get discouraged. That would be another thing I would point out.
I love that. I love that. Now we're focused on Washington because of people like you. We got a couple of Eagles that are from or live in Washington. Now, how did
Yeah.
you get to the state of Washington?
Career brought me here. I'm not from Washington, and my dad was Marine Corps, so we moved around a lot. My mom was a kindergarten teacher, but they were both from the Carolinas. So by the time I got to Central, we were actually located in North Carolina. So that's why I'm here.
Come
It's
on.
definitely different, but Seattle's a wonderful area to come to during the summer. Come on, Eagles, let's go.
Not just for coffee, right?
Yeah, not just for coffee. Beautiful farmers markets. You have the beach, you have the mountains, so a mix of everything.
What's your favorite moment at NCCU during your matriculation? I'm sure you have many, but what is one of the defining moments in your matriculation at NCCU?
Any of like Dr. Ware's classes. Shout out to Dr. Ware. I really enjoyed all her classes. And then just being on the campus echo, being on the staff, being in the newsroom is probably one of my most memorable moments.
I love that. I think the journalism on our campus and the campus echo and the student voice is so important. What was one of your favorite articles, or what one of the stories that you jumped on during your time?
I was trying to find them before this interview, but I think I wrote an article about like expressing yourself through tattoos or something on campus, and that got a lot of love. So that was a fun article to write.
How many tattoos do you have?
I don't have any actually.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I didn't have any then, but I have a lot now.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get the current SJ president on so he can talk about the campus echo and what his plans are for the future. I just talked to him this evening. So thank you for being here and for the work that you're doing. Stick around. We're going to bring Crystal Taylor in a moment, but we want to bring you in after so we can have a little dialogue together as equals. But thank you so much for being here, representing the class of 2007, Shanika Jones from 07.
All right. Bye.
All right. Let's come on, Shanika Jones over there in Washington State. Just another piece that I want to remind you of. We're looking for authors. We have so many people have sent us messages. You're authors. We have a lot of Eagles who are authors. Come on. If you are an author, we want to hear from you. We're going to do some summer reading in the month of June and July. We're going to read a total of 4 books. I know that people don't get to read that much, some people, but we're going to read some books by Eagles and then have them on the show to talk about some of their work and some of their research. So that's going to come up very, very soon. Let's bring in our next guest, Crystal Taylor. Crystal, you there?
Hey, Keon.
Hey. Look, I always say this is like homecoming every week. I get to see people that I haven't seen in a long time.
Right.
Last time I saw you, I think you were at Broccoli City many years ago. And you've launched your own festival since that time. What's up? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I get to do this every week, so life is good. Life is good. So you're an entrepreneur. You've got a lot of stuff going on. Talk to the people. Let us know what you've been doing since NCCU. I know that's a weighted question, but tell us, what you're up to.
So it's a weighted question.
Yes.
So I have started Beats and Bars Festival. It's a hip hop festival that helps try to bridge community and the culture together, so people can really understand the true message behind what hip hop is and the pillars. We've been really successful. We've had some really great people on. We've had Saha the Prince. We've had Dead Prez. We've had Nick Grant. Nitty Scott, and so it's been really, really good. And we also have a conference component of it too called the Fresh Effect, and we get to talk about hip hop and wellness, veganism, financial support, and just the whole knowledge component of the pillar of hip hop. Then I'm the co-founder of Black August in the Park. It's in Durham, North Carolina, and we created that event to create a Black liberated space for Black people and people of color to be able to come together, because there's so much gentrification going on everywhere. And also because Black August is a commemorative event to celebrate freedom fighters that have died and just done so much work in our community for Black liberation. The spinoff of that is the Black Farmers Market to support Black farmers and Black entrepreneurs that are just not being accounted for and getting equal fair representation in farmers markets and in like business, just in the general space of like what we're seeing with gentrification. So a lot of people are losing like storefronts and different things of that nature. So we're just trying to recirculate the Black dollar because we know it's powerful. Um, and so also I just created a nonprofit because I don't have anything else to do. And that is around supporting Black people and people of color to understand health disparities and wellness. And just I've been doing a lot of work with our alumni to make productions around those, just educating us on health disparities because we found in our research that Black people are entertained, and that's how they get a lot of knowledge. And so I've been a executive producer of sorts to create films around HIV, COVID, HPV, colon cancer, and opioids. So it's been really cool. It's been a lot of work, but it's all for our liberation and support of us and empowerment.
Job well done.
Tired. And I have a toddler, so.
Come on, Mom. All of that. Yeah. I'm on a vegan-esque journey, so I appreciate all the work that you're doing around health disparities. I live in New York, so there's food deserts all over, and the farmers market is a pillar of what I'm up to and what I need for my life, and I just love that work. Why aren't more people vegans?
Because they don't know that it's a better way of life. Like I think that when we found that there was like no Black farmers being represented anywhere, I think it's because, we, particularly Black people, live in food deserts, and it's been mapped out to be that. Like if you understand the systematic oppression that has been placed out there to keep us in this bubble of like eating Wingstop and going to a cigarette store and going to the liquor store, they're all in the same diameter of each other. And so once we start educating ourselves on why are you getting high blood pressure, why are you getting diabetes, why are you getting, just sick in general, medication that's been given to people from doctors, pharmaceutical companies doesn't heal people. It's just making them stay like at this level place until they die. And so we know that the marketing and messaging that's been sent like McDonald's and all these people is targeted to Black people and people of color because it's so cool and it's so urban. But once we recognize that it's affordable to eat healthy, it's affordable to shop with Black farmers, then we can, change over. So I think now because it's becoming a fad of like plant-based, the plant-based life, did you see like the Impossible Burgers and things of that nature? I think people are trying to segue over because it's a trend now, but it's because like a lot of minorities live in food deserts and they don't know anything else besides like Bojangles or Wendy's if it's all on that same block on your way going home. Versus in those privileged neighborhoods, they got a fresh market, they got a smoothie shop, they got a coffee shop. They have like, these really nice eateries that are very healthy. But that's not the norm for Black people typically.
What you forgot is in those food deserts next to the fast food liquor store, there's also a nail salon and a hair salon. You're going to, have everything you need. You're going to look fly, but you're going to be eating trash.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. The plot, the systematic plot is like, wow, they really thought about all these things to be able to, so we just gotta fight against that and become very knowledgeable, and hopefully this work that I'm a part of is going to be able to do that.
I keep on that because I'm on that journey and I'm trying to enroll so many people in my life and my family into that as well. Not necessarily to be a vegan, but to condense your, red meat intake or increase your leafy vegetables and try to really take that stuff in. And as you said, that synthetic medication really does kill. And that's not something that we're taught early on. So we got to change the narrative. And I love the production that you're doing to support with that narrative.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, everything in moderation. Like I've been non-dairy for 3 years. I'm veganist as well, but I still eat like, high quality meat like lamb or grass-fed beef or something like that here and there. But it's a very, moderate, limited amount versus all the vegetables and grains and different things that can be out there. People just got to know like anything with soy in it will kill you. after a long period of time. So stay away from soy.
And also always look at the first ingredient that says high fructose corn syrup or anything that's unnatural. Yeah, you can do it yourself.
Yeah.
Better than you can buy that processed something. You know.
If it doesn't have the non-GMO sticker on it, leave it. That's it.
Facts. Facts. How did NCCU find you?
My mom, my aunt, my uncle. I'm like 3 generations in, I think, 2 generations in of NCCU Eagles. Like most of my family is maroon, so there was no option about me going to A&T or anywhere else. So that was the end of the subject. Like that was it.
Thank God. I mean, you know, my mom went to A&T, but you know, my dad went to Central, so it's the only school that I applied to.
Right.
You know, for undergrad. I love that. Look, so I'm so grateful that see you and have you on. Crystal Taylor from the class of 05, doing well. So mom, nonprofit, festival, conference, and active alumni.
Whatever you need, I'm like, be here.
That's what I'm talking. That's what an Eagle is all about. All right, let's bring in Shanika. I want to bring Shanika in to join this conversation. Let's bring her in. Hey, Shanika, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, Crystal. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Right. It's a great day to be an NCCU Eagle. Welcome our guest today. Grateful to have you guys here. So let's continue our conversation. Crystal, we were talking about health disparities. As an educator in Washington, what's your experience with health disparities or food deserts? Do you experience that in the state of Washington?
Yeah, you definitely see it. You know, I definitely always talk to I heard you, Crystal, talking about farmers markets. I'm always talking to my scholars about, you know, farmers markets. We also have a PE teacher that is very heavily into nutrition. He's actually vegan. So talking to them about their food choices and nutrition is important. But it is here in Washington as well. Absolutely.
I love that. What do you do personally when you have a craving for a sweet, processed, sugary beverage, Shanika?
Well, I've been actually on the journey to vegetarianism. I'm vegetarian now. I've been slowly cutting out meat for like the past 2-3 years. So I like they're like the grapefruit drinks at Target. I forgot the name of them, but it's like a sparkly water and like the grapefruit juices in it, and that's what I drink. Spindrift. There you go.
Come through. I didn't mean for this to be a vegan conversation, but Crystal started it. So I just continued it. Yeah. So this is what we need to be talking about. We need to talk about the education of our people. That's what we're talking about here. And I'm a proponent of NCCU removing all high fructose corn syrup items from our cafeteria, and any of the partners that we have on campus need to regulate that as well. How can we be a historically Black college and perpetuate, you know, lifestyle that does not support our people? So I would love to see that from our campus. So all of the Subways and the Chick-fil-A's and the Starbucks, you guys need to, you know, handle that for the wellness of our people, for the wellness of our student body, so they can live powerful lives. I want to really quickly ask, and there's a little feedback. I don't know where that is, but I'm hearing it. I'm sure everybody else is, but it's okay. I want to ask what your favorite location is on the yard. Crystal, what's your favorite location on the yard?
I would have to say, like, right in front of the Union, you know, the old bowling alley.
Okay.
Right
Cookout.
There, like, I always remember sitting right there, just watching everybody drive through George Street. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I like sitting there. I don't know why. I like that spot right there.
You know, this might date us, but I just feel like 1040 break around that area, like a Cash Money video during our time there. I mean, I don't think it was all students from NCCU, but I think it was just like a community thing. We know at 1040 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're going to drive our truck to hydraulics and whatever. And it was all good for me. It was a show for me. Shanika, what's your favorite location on campus?
The library, hands down. I'm always into the books. Anywhere I move somewhere new, I get a library card immediately. The library, hands down.
Shanika, you are an inspiration to us all. To us all. What's the last book that you read, Shanika?
I'm currently reading a book now. Let me just scroll through my Goodreads account and let you know the name of it.
Crystal, she got a Goodreads account. Do you have a Goodreads account? I don't have a Goodreads account.
I'm reading. It's actually a show on Netflix. It's called The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. That is the book I'm currently reading now.
Okay, excellent. Crystal, what is the latest or current book that you have read or are reading? Sorry, Crystal, I think you're muted. I don't know what's going on here. Crystal, you're muted. Unmute your mic. I don't know what's going on. There you go. We can hear you. What's your book?
Because I'm in festival season for inspiration and just the strength, I usually read sections of Angela Davis's autobiography just to, keep me inspired and keep me knowing like what the fight is and I'm like what I'm doing the work for. So
Excellent, excellent. Now, the latest book, I won't say the latest book, but my favorite book right now is the biography of Steve Jobs. I think of him as a fascinating leader that has a huge brain, huge intellect, spicy personality, crazy leadership style, but it all turns into like this genius kind of like thing. And I just appreciated him so much more after reading that book. So I encourage you guys to read a book, and I'll just drop this here. Again, we're doing summer reading for NCCU alumni. So we have a couple people who have submitted books. We're gonna tap into that. Every 2 weeks, we're gonna read a different book over the course of June and July. So I'm excited about that. If you have anybody that you know that has a great book that we should read and have them on the show, we're down with that. All right, we're in our final 5 minutes of NCCU Live. So we're going to go around and give our final thoughts, whatever you'd like to end with, and for our viewers to be left with tonight on NCCU Live. We'll start with Crystal, 05.
Oh man, I'll probably say get out and support the farmers market, support local businesses, support the festival, Black August in the Park, the Beats and Bars Festival. These things we don't live off of these things, fortunately, because of my work with the university. Good and taken care of, but the farmers market, the farmers need support, and they need to know that we care and we are supporting them. And just always shop local because Black businesses need support. They need good feedback on what they need to change and how they need to enhance things and share resources amongst each other, and just don't keep all this stuff to the chest. Like help everybody because we're all just really trying to stay relevant and stay up and supportive and positive. So support.
Yes. All right, Crystal Taylor, 05. Thank you for that. All right. In the great state of Washington, Shanika, what are your final thoughts?
Going off of what Crystal said, I'm going to say community service. So NCCU is prided on community service. We have to do so many community service hours to graduate. So continue that even after you graduate. Continue giving back to others. Continue giving back to your community. It matters.
All right. Thank you for that. Before we go, it's time for the Eagles Give Challenge. That's my echo. I don't have a budget for echo, so that's that. All right. That's where we encourage you to visit eaglesgive.com and make a recurring gift to the university. I want to ask our guests tonight if they will go to eaglesgive.com and make a recurring gift to the university. Crystal, we'll start with you. Will you give a recurring gift to the university? At least $19.10.
Absolutely.
Crystal. Okay. There's a little delay. I was like, Crystal. All right. Thank you. All right. All right, Shanika, will you give a recurring gift to the university at least $19.10?
Of course I will.
All right. Thank you for that. This has been the Eagles Give Challenge. We challenge you to always support our alma mater. It's so important. I saw an article recently about since the anniversary of George Floyd's death, there's been a spike in applications to historically Black colleges and universities. And it's going to take the university alumni to really be the third party advocacy group. That's what the Alumni Association is, a third party. That means I'm not hired by the university. So I can say and do this, and I can do stuff like this because I can champion my university possibly in ways that they can't champion themselves. And so that's how we get professional athletes and the smartest kids on the block and some of the kids who are, most improved on the block. And, that's how we get them by, like you guys, put NCCU everywhere on your desk and on your pen and on the back of your truck and all of that. That's why it's important to do so. So as we close, please visit nccualumni.org and join the NCCU Alumni Association. That will take you to the national chapter. Even if they don't have a local chapter, we're working on it. That's why we're targeting Texas and Illinois and Washington. Where's Shanika? And we got Eagles in Washington. And of course, Crystal, we got people there we go, in the Bull. Maybe that's where you are. I don't know if you're still there, but you're in the Bull City. Hold on. I muted you. Hold on. I hope you're in the Bull. You still in the Bull?
I'm still there. Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it, guys. It's a great day to be an NCCU Eagle. Remember that an Eagle is no common, ordinary barnyard fowl. We love you for watching, and take care of yourself and each other. That's the NCCU way. Peace.